So I think the Kerala is endowed with so much of natural wealth, in the sense it has already been termed as a God's own country, right, from tourist destination point of view. But when I look at Kerala from the overall perspective, be it manpower resources or the natural resources, so it's wealthy in all respects. So with this note, let's start the discussion.
Yeah, as Dr. Pattanayak said, we are rich with resources, natural resources, manpower, and I add a little more to that. We are rich in our physical fitness. That is what we claim. But of late, after the COVID pandemic period, it is little it is deteriorating, it seems. And we had a rich intellectual capacity or intellectual bank also we had. Unfortunately, it seems that the youngsters, the youth is migrating to other countries. It's quite unfortunate. There can be some reason. You said it's God's own country, but then these kind of situations makes you to make a negative comment. I don't know whether it is negative, but I feel it should be like, it is like that. A lot of atrocities are happening in the state. The natural resources have been drained. The brain, intellectual people, the intelligence has been drained. So what is there? Now we are moving around, or we are left behind with some waste material. That is what I feel. Some waste materials, and the waste material which is contributing, they say is the waste, you can make energy from the waste. There is a lot of things are happening around the waste. Recently we had a proposal from some industry that we can help you in developing energy from waste. All these things are there. I'm looking at the waste in a positive manner. When again we look at closely, you can see that our wealth, as the topic we are about to discuss, is it there or is it a taboo? That is to be closely analyzed. Why the education system has come down too bad? Why our youngsters are going out? Migrating under the pretext of a job, and when I interacted with them closely, I've been told that you get freedom, and I don't know what is the definition of the freedom they think about, or what is there in their thought process. The freedom, kind of freedom. That is why they are going abroad. And later they say, a family just living across my house, I happened to ask her, her son was going to UK. I asked her which university. She said, I don't know. First question from a parent is that, I don't know. That too, an educated, retired headmistress of a school. She is saying, I don't know which university my son is going to study. That shows what we are.
Okay, let's take it from a positive perspective about Kerala. I remember in the 60s, when I was born in the 60s, in my home state of Odisha, I used to see a lot of Malayalis going over there, and they were, everywhere. They were in the business, they were in the government service, state government also. I have seen in the hospital, a lot of nurses were coming from Kerala, but those phenomenon was slowly faded out. The reason being that Kerala being the highest literacy rate in the whole of India, they were not getting better avenues. So once they start getting better avenues in the Gulf countries, they prefer to go there. Now today, if you talk in terms of the GDP, the highest remittance, if one state is giving, that is Kerala only, right? So from remittance point of view, even today's date, the people who are going, immigrating, They are they are earning quite a lot for the, ultimately that money comes to the state, and that is getting invested over here for the development, overall development. So in a way I'll say Kerala being a very populous state, very literacy being rate is very high, nation was not able to absorb this intellectual property in a better way. So there was a emigration happening. Now, in India, things are changing, and you must have seen it is the reverse migration which is happening. So, in the days to come, those who have already migrated to Gulf countries or several other countries, USA, Europe, and say Australia, New Zealand, I think there's a new trend is starting where the people are coming back, and when these people will come and join the mainstream over here, you'll see that wealth will again progressively increase. There may be, the things which are not happening for last so many years, it will start happening. So I take it from that perspective, and there's another aspect to Kerala why it's not only known in India, but world over. We will see it's one state which is rich with natural resources, in the sense nature. You can get everything green. It's a different matter that the climate change all over the world is also affecting. The Wayanad disaster which happened, in a way, the urbanization, industrialization is responsible. But I don't think the Kerala per se as a state is responsible for that. The model which the state is working now, it of course requires some bit of change, but then too much of urbanization will again create a lot of problem. So in my opinion, the natural beauty which Kerala possesses for generations together, that should be allowed to continue, and that I feel is the real wealth of Kerala, not only for the state, for the whole of India. And that's the reason why you see a lot of tourists come from all over the country, from all over the world to that place. And the third aspect which I do emphasize a lot, there is an adage which says health is wealth. Now if you look at the state of Kerala, you get everything related to health, whether it's Ayurveda, whether it's some alternative ways of treatment, everything. People look forward to the Kerala that way. So I think of all the positives Kerala possesses at this moment, the best part of is that this is one of the unique state with a lot of greens around. In my own assessment, when we are talking everything in the climate perspective, Kerala is one of the states that the others should try to emulate.
I do agree with you, but in the beginning you said there is a reverse migration. Why the reverse migration is happening? The reverse migration is happening just because the policies of those countries are getting changed. America it is getting changed. In Canada it is getting changed. UK it is getting changed. Where else you are going to go? You have some countries like Finland. Those countries are there, of course. And when I say the reverse migration, what are they going to do over here? It just started. People are just trickling in. I going back little back to from the 19th century. We can say the migration of the Kerala, it starts from 19th century. During those days, they went out to Madras, Bombay, or Delhi to do the stenography job. From there, they made an earnings, and from then onwards, we started a little bit of changes in the country. And when in the mid of 19th century, we had a flow of women folk going out of the country. Precisely, if I say 1914, during the World War, there was a demand of nurses. So there was an outflow of ladies. Those days, they used to travel all the way to Chennai or Madras. From there, if you pay 100 rupees, you will be taken across to Malaya or to Singapore, just 100 rupees. From there, the Britishers trained them to be good nurses and sent to places like Botswana and any other African countries. The people and the poor ladies don't even know which country they are going to be sent. From there, the changes started, the income started coming in, and from there, if you go at our small gardens, you can see that bougainvillea. Bougainvillea came to the country during this World War time, when the nurses went out and they came back from Africa or from Singapore with these kind of plants. And those days only we have seen houses with porticos made out of the roofs of asbestos sheets. So the migration, definitely we must bow ahead to the women folk of the country. They brought in the revenue or income to this state. And once they came back, they started they getting married to the men who are working outside the country, otherwise who can speak and write English pretty well, has been got married, and they joined that family, went abroad, went back again. Initial days it was Brunei, then Singapore, then Malaysia, and then to Gulf countries. And at the moment, if you go for a close look, you can see that it is UK, then America, Australia, Canada. It goes like that. If you look at the Central Travancore population, you can see that they started with Malaysia and Singapore. Even the nurses were from Chenganur, Tiruvalla, that is the mid Central Travancore area. They started the change in this country, in this state. And when they came back, when the days went on, their habit or their system changed. They started looking at Gulf countries. Once upon a time, a money bank, rich, resourceful countries which paid them more. And slowly from there, they moved to other part of the world. Maybe in another short while, they will be moving to Scandinavian countries. It is already started. And again, you can see that Portugal is one of the best honey port. The Indians may migrate because their living cost is so low, as well as the PR or the migration system is very, very, comfortable, very easily. That means if you reach Lisbon and on a tourist visa, and you can move out to any of the rural areas, and you can do some gentle work, you can earn. And after 6 months, you can easily apply for a PR. Only investment you have to do there is give some donations to the Cultural Department, Ministry of Portuguese. So it is so simple. It is so simple. Maybe our people will be going to Portuguese soon. But you just said people are coming back and they are going to invest. I don't think the highly politicized Kerala environment will not allow them to invest in this state. The highly politicized, that is what I have to say. That is, maybe I am negative, but this is a fact. This is a fact. It can never happen. But one positive sign we have seen is that all sorts of negative factors are there when you consider the policies of European or American countries. You can see that United Arab Emirates or the Gulf countries are very strongly going ahead with their economy, especially UAE, Kuwait, very strong economy they are developing. And the policy is not getting changed. The policy is not getting changed. Yes, as you said, our wealth is our resources like nature, resources like our culture, resources like our ethnic food. Yes. Otherwise, why our Dr. Jolie is working in Delhi for quite some time? She was in Bhubaneswar. Why? She's just moving around. Why Dr. Sharon her parents moved to Malaysia? Maybe the time I think they moved around 50 years back.
I feel in a way they are helping to multiply the assets. which is there in the state of Kerala. So
multiply
I-
the assets. Yes.